record. Today we're going over hat hoops. We're gonna hoop a hat. I got a regular 4x4 hoop that came with the machine. I got my magnetic hoop, and I have the actual hat hoop that's made for this machine. So I'm going to show you a couple of them that I made, and we're going to make one to show you what it's like. So here are my hats. So this one I did make. You can use this is like a baseball hat. So on this machine, obviously you have to slide everything flat. So these baseball hats are super hard to print on, and you can really only get something small like this on here, right? I'll check the inside. So you can see it stitches on the inside, and I did use backing cutaway stabilizer, but I don't think you need to, but I did use it just in case. But so to do something like this, you'd have to actually push it all the way down, and see, I don't really hold the shape, and it makes everything uncomfortable on the inside. So this is hard. That's why you only get something right here, because if you try to make your stitching all the way across, it's gonna fold over and make things super difficult. All right, so that's that. Next, well, this I didn't really stitch on here. This is just I sewed this on here with my hand. And see, I just went through a bunch of times, look like madness inside, but I'll just put that on here by hand and just stitch that one. Let's try to get close up so you can see. Yeah, that's probably the best way. If you got a 4x4 and you're trying to make a hat, you better off making a what is this called? A patch, and then just sewing it on by hand. All right, so these hats I got from the dollar store. These are kind of like dad hats because see they fold down pretty flat. And this is what we'll use today on the machine. So here is the hat hoop made for this. So we'll do that. This is the 4x4 hoop that comes with it. You can do the hats on here, but you need some needles to hold it down, and also the magnetic hoop. All right, here we go. Move this chair to get up out the way. So we'll start with let's start with this 4x4, and I'm not going to use this, but because this is too difficult, too much work. And 4x4 hoop. Let me just get the camera. Oh yeah, you can see it pretty good. All right. So again, these dad's hat came from the dollar store. I'm gonna pull it out. All right. Open it out all the way, and you got to bend this back straight, and then also you want to make sure this inside piece is folded up and out the way, because you don't want to stitch down and stitch the hat in together. I've done that and it's not cool. So if you want some stabilizer, you can do that. And I'm pulling it apart and pulling this down at the same time. I just put my hat in and pray that it's lined up. Then you have to, no, do I hoop the hat? No, you don't hoop the hat. You don't hoop the hat because you can't, it's too thick. You gotta use needles on top. So I just hoop the fabric, that's what it is, and I use the needles to stick it through. That's what I do. And you just boom, boom, boom. So let me get those out. Let me pause it. And we back. Okay, so I got these pins that I never used, but it's good to keep on deck because you never know when you need it. I bought this like 4 months ago. Now I need it. So what you're gonna do is stick one of these needles through and back up through here to help hold it in place. So it's going to go down and up, down through it like that, and we're going to push it back through the hat. And put some pressure. Yeah, and see, it comes through the top. Oh, you can't see that. Down, and then here it is. right here. I don't know how good to see. And you just do that a few times so that the hat will stay in place. So let's do that. Push it through. Watch your fingers. Yeah, it's going through. Get some. And then I push the hat. See, I'm pushing down. I'm using this finger to push the hat in. And push it in. And I stick it. Push it up and hopefully. There we go. Did it work? No, it didn't come through. There we go. See how it's set. So this is the only way to do something like this, like with the dad hats. You get it through, but you're gonna have to put needles here, here. You might have to put like 6 of them in there. All right. So, and to put it in the machine, let me move this camera right here. Take that. You're going to have to slide it under the needle. Come on. There we go. Hoop it down. Now it's straight. Cancel. Let's just do A. Okay, 2 A's is big enough. And so now you can see, I'll just move the design around. Oops. And you'll see where it'll print. Kind of hard to see if, anyway, I'm not using this anyway, but that's pretty much how it'll work. And you just hit start, make your print. So that's that way. And this way, using this is kind of a hassle, but it is very possible. Okay, very possible. So next is the hat hoop. This one's pretty good, if I can remember how to use it. I've not used it. Let me come down. Yes, I've not used this in a long time, so I forget. Oh, okay, you unscrew this. So the hoop, this thing comes but like this. This is all you get in the mail, and you use it with your already 4x4 hoop that you already have. Okay, and it can only, this bottom part, this clamps onto here to keep it in place. You just turn this and see how it pushes up, so when you put it on, it'll like bite on it. So it's only one way to do it. So you put it on there, see, and it fits right in, just like that. Slap it in, tighten it down, and bite on it, and now it's secure. It's secure. So now what you want to do is unscrew here, and you can find this hat thing on Amazon. Everything's on Amazon. You can find, I bought a camel off Amazon 3 days ago. So you slide the bill in there, make sure that's straight. So it's pretty much easy to line up. You can just line up the middle in between these two low lines. Tighten it, pop, 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 and that's it. Okay, simple. So this will keep the hat from moving around when you tighten out, bite it on the bill. But how do you keep it from moving around when you stitch in? You know, I'm gonna print 2 things on here. I gotta figure out a way how I'm supposed to keep this. Hold on. Let's figure it out. I have not used this in so long that I forgot how to keep the hat in place when we're stitching. Maybe I could use a needle. Let's see. Oh, let me unscrew it. Put this back on here. Bite down. Okay. There. Now I could just use that as to something to stick the needles on and tighten it from the bottom. I'll just do the same thing. Put a couple needles in to. Oh, why did I tighten this without a hat inside? Alright. So let's put the hat back. Tighten that bad boy down. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. So now we can put the needle this hat's not even straight. Put the needle through. It's losing the bite, man. Look, it's coming out the back. I didn't put it in right. Jesus. Come on, man. Hope I didn't drop some. Okay. Let me start that over. Just pull that backing through a little bit so it'll hold itself in place. There we go. Okay. Take this out and then try to flatten this as much as possible. Stick my needle through and push it up. There we go. Now spread it out. Stick my needle through. And back up. Nah, it's not that tight. See, it's still pretty loose on the back, but oh well. So now, it has to go this way, so it goes backwards. So make sure when you put your design, if you're using this hat hoop, you gotta flip it, and you gotta come from the back. Put it in. Oops. Come back up. Alright. And we are just going to put one design in the middle. Let me reset this. Let me just put one A. Can't even see it. And then we'll rotate it. Voila. Alright, so we got the design rotated. Now let's come down here and check the space. I don't want it that high, so I'm gonna have to move it up. And that little green line obviously is the center of the design, and that's where the center will be on the hat. Let's do it. Let's do it. Man, 3 minutes. Bring it down. Let's go. starting to roll over a little bit. Okay, all done. Okay. Alright, we're done. So now let's take it out and get a good look. I'll take it out this way. Let's get a good look at it. Okay. And here we go. So, you can see it kind of rolled over on itself right here. That's because it wasn't smoothed out enough when I put these needles in. So that's very important. But this was just to show. Look, it went bad right here. This is why, like, when you're doing it, you might have to like use your fingers and when it's going up and down with the letter, just to keep the hat from moving, because there's no way you can, unless you put like 20 needles all around. You may just have to keep it smooth with your finger while it's stitching. But the A came out nice. You know, it's not bad. But that's the hat hoop. So this one is pretty good. It's pretty good. So now let's use the all-time great, the magnetic hoop. These needles are long. Screw it, we're gonna use the same hat. Alright. Let's get that out of here. I gotta tear away my scissors. You know what? I'm gonna keep that stabilizer on there. I'm gonna just reuse it. I'm gonna just put something here next to it. So, magnetic, the magnetic, baby. This makes it so much easier. Look, just throw the hat, stretch it out, put one piece, another piece, stretch it out, and boom, we done. The hard part is making sure it's even, and, you know, flattening the inside, because that's the thing. This part has to be flat. All right, so we'll stitch something right there. See how it goes. Stitch another little small A, not a big one. Alright, we get to the machine. Get my A going. Let's bring it down. Bring it over. You know what? We probably can. I'm gonna do it smaller. I don't want to wait for the size. Shrink that thing. Yeah, that's cool. And oh, perfect. Okay. Let me stop it.